Welcome back to the Who's at the Gates podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. And I have with me the highly intelligent, the master of schedules, my co-host, Diana.
The shade. Yeah, y'all. I'm not. This weekend is a little rough.
When I tell you, you fit in everything in your schedule, I was like, ooh, you got a lot going on. So there's a backstory that we won't go into today for Sunday, but it's interesting because we both forgot things. I'll just tell you, I literally forgot that I was supposed to record it this time until the last minute. So, and then Diana's like, oh yeah, I forgot something too. I was like, okay, we really got the scheduling thing down today.
But at least you put in the show. I'm amazed when you're like, I watched it all just now. I'm like, dang.
I did. Good Lord. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this and just get to it because we like we said, we on a schedule.
Hey, beautiful.
What are you doing?
Dancing with my girl? Yeah. How'd that shower go?
Fine. Just like every other shower I've taken since I got home from the hospital.
Good. Because cleanliness affects the godliness, you know?
What I know is I'm going stir crazy since you won't let me do much more than keep myself clean.
It's not true. I mean, we got our own little book club going. We binge watched at least 3 series. Plus, there have been some serious kissing sessions.
That's my favorite part of my recovery. But I need more, Izaiah. Won't you grant me one little...
Okay. Remember when I said there won't be any Izaiah slander on this show?
I don't know who that applied to.
I'd like to take a moment to suspend that law. This man cannot dance. I knew he was too perfect. It had to be something. I was looking at him and I'm watching him dance. I'm just like, oh wow, the fantasy is gone now.
Wow. Not him giving you the ick. And it wasn't, his lack of a job, I guess.
He don't have to work. I told you that.
It's just when he's like, oh, we finished 10 TV shows, 15 books. And I'm like, how? How?
I'm looking now. I will say again, he's a good man because if you notice, they're not having sex. And that's what Eva was talking about. Because Isaiah's like, yeah, we had some amazing kissing sessions or whatever. And he was like, I'm looking to do more than that. I'm looking for you to, But he's like, no, because you know how some men be. They like, I don't care. We're going,
Right. Yeah.
I respect that. Again, he's a good man, but he can't dance worth a damn. Good Lord. I'll
give him that. You are very right that he's showing, he's a good nurse. Why doesn't he just do that for a job, considering he's looking, I would not be mad at that.
You know what? Low key, I wouldn't be mad if he was working at Garland Memorial. I think it would actually make it more interesting because right now, Grayson is the heartthrob over there. Because, like everyone was fawning over Grayson, which Grayson is attractive, but he's not an Izaiah. So that would be interesting, that dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, that's so funny that this is what's giving you the ick. But whatever, my agenda's working.
And by agenda, you mean Louisiana witch. Okay, we'll move on to the next thing. Forewarning on this next part that we're about to discuss, there may be some people that get offended by what I'm about to say. I can completely understand that, but at the same time, I don't care. And I say that with love. I'm just very, very, let me see, can I get this? Because I'm trying to, hold on, bring it back. You know what? Yeah, here we go. So on this still, I'm going to be completely honest. Caroline's dress reminded me of She-Ra back in the day. And for some of you who are not old enough to remember, there was the He-Man cartoon, and then later on they created the She-Ra cartoon. And by the way, her name came from, because it's He-Man. Her name came from, they couldn't say she-woman because obviously that doesn't sound good. So what they did was they went with Ra, one of the gods, and they said, well, we'll just do She-Ra. So she's like a goddess. And you didn't notice this as a kid for those who watched the show, but when you get older, you look at things and you're like, wait a minute, what the hell? She-Ra's dress was all the way up to her cat. And it was just kind of like, why do you make that woman's dress so short for a kid's show? And I'm looking at Caroline in this dress, and I'm like, God, it really made me think all this time, and I'll be completely honest, all this time, I never once thought her and Bill ever did anything together, even though Bill treats Caroline better than he treats any of his wives. He treats Caroline better than Dani. He treats Caroline better than Hayley. But even throughout all of that, I'm like, oh, they never done anything together. It's more like, oh, you my girl, we ride or die, we cool type of relationship. But I didn't think it was anything past that. After seeing her in this dress today, I'm not sure if they've been, because they're looking at her and she looks great, but at the same time, I'm just like, did you and Bill ever do something? And I know some women are like, see, Casey, why are you judging a woman in her dress and this and that? I'm just saying. She's in the office with Bill. We already see how Hayley launched her plan in the office with Bill, working with him and so on and so forth. Why can't the same thing apply to Caroline, where she may not have had a plan, but Bill might have just wanted to because of being around her all the time? And if she ever wore other stuff like this, and maybe I missed it throughout these 200 episodes 300 and something episodes that we've watched over the last year and a half or year, it's just kind of like, okay, I guess. But now I'm wondering, I don't know, Diana.
For me, it wasn't necessarily her dress, though. It's funny. I just Googled She-Ra cartoon, and I'm like, you know what? I see the vision. I see the resemblance here.
Now you see how short the dress was on She-Ra. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, that's a short dress.
Yes. No, for me, I was looking at Hayley's dress, ironically enough, because I'm like, girl, what are these outfits that you're wearing to the office? Because this is not the first time, and it won't be the last. But whatever, I don't know what her Pinterest board looks like for office wear. Caroline, yeah, it's a little short, but I really don't get the impression that her and Bill, had relations or what have you. Just because I feel like he just respects her too much. And that sounds so terrible to say, but it's like he doesn't look like he doesn't look at her like that. And again, maybe in 5 years when the show's still on and then we have like a twist, like a twist is like, oh no, I actually did sleep with Caroline, or some sort of plot line, because we're manifesting the show's going to stay on forever. So won't necessarily count it out because it's Bill, but it just doesn't give me those vibes at all. But Hayley,
well, yeah, we know Hayley always has the girls out like they on a display rack. That's just her. But for Caroline, when I saw her in this, I'm like, oh, Okay. And maybe there could be a plot twist where, okay, her and Bill haven't slept together, but then Bill is like, after, because he's eventually going to leave Hayley if he doesn't die first. It's like after he divorces Hayley, maybe a year or two later, he's like, oh my God, Caroline, it's been you all the time. And
I can see that, yeah.
Then they get together. And I could see something where he's saying he respects her too much to do that, where also he might be like, you know what, she is my number one go-to, my confidant, the backbone of this company. If I were to sleep with her and it didn't work out, it would affect a lot of things. And maybe he's like, I'll just back off. But then, you know what? If that was the case, I would be even more pissed at Bill for cheating on, not cheating on, well, he did cheat on Hayley, but for cheating on, but I don't care if he cheated on Hayley, but for cheating on Dani. Because if he is able to have self-control with Caroline, why couldn't he have self-control with everyone else?
I agree. And I think that's why it's like, I think Bill's smart. And that's why he hasn't crossed that line, but it just goes to show you, right, that he's doing everything intentionally.
Yeah, like I always tell people, do what they want to do. People call who they want to call. People text who they want to text. People go to whatever events they want to go to that they want to go to. That I always tell people that. Like, oh, I haven't heard from them in a while. What? People call who they want to call. Oh, they're busy. Are they busy? Or do they make time for what they want to make time for? So, but I digress. Let's go ahead and get to the next scene, which should be 20. And these following scenes will pretty much be going back to back. We'll still pause, but they're going to be like 3 scenes back to back. Let's see. 20. Where's it at? 2017. It should be. Okay. There we go. Here we go.
Get down for you, Lee.
Darlene.
I'm trying to find some common ground because our kids happen to love each other. And they're tighter than ever after what happened to Eva. So I guess that means that you and I are stuck together too.
You're right. But I don't trust you, and I sure as hell don't like you. But we have to find a way to coexist for Izaiah and Eva.
Just another burden that we have to shoulder for our babies. Now, I'm trying. What about you?
It's like they say, a mother's work is never done.
All right. Diana, do you want to pick this one up first, or you want me?
They both sound so fake. They'd both rather eat glass than do this. I don't know. Again, I'm still don't care for this like Leslie turning over a new leaf plotline. Again, I think I'm hoping, right? We both kind of guessed that like something's gonna happen where she's gonna go back to being the old Leslie that we know and love. But until then, I'm just like, girl, just drop the acting. I do see this is the thing, right? It's just like she obviously has like a lot of maturity, right? Like to her, and she can still be a good mother. I feel like this is how Leslie probably was for most of Eva's life, but you know, we have that dream that Kat made up through AI that thinks otherwise. And I'm just like, see, I don't understand why y'all believe that Leslie, you know, that Eva suffered so much through this upbringing that you had to go on this whole apology tour. But I guess that's a separate issue here. I don't know. How did you feel about this?
It's like this. This is actually a scene that I loved Darlene in, because she flat out told Leslie, I don't trust you and I sure as hell don't like you. But we will make this work for our kids. That type of energy I respect. The energy I don't care for is doing all the extra when it's like, okay, well, what for? But this right here, where they're having an adult conversation, I respect Darlene for. I respect her for doing her best to make it work for her kids' sake. That's how, or for the kids' sake, I guess you could say. And that's how I'm looking. And Leslie too, because Leslie didn't really care for Darlene, but Leslie is like, okay, she did make my child some homemade food and stuff. I respect her for that. But don't forget, every single thing. I am not delusional to who Leslie is. And even when some people are like, because I was watching the guy I told you about that did that interview with Colby, where he was actually saying there's these moments when Leslie's humanized and stuff like that. And I get that. But for me, I'm not delusional. I know every single conversation Leslie has with people, her mind is working. That she is in constant, how can I make sure I stay at the advantage? Because she's a manipulator. What can I do to have this in my back pocket later so I can manipulate someone? What can I take from this conversation to use later so I can manipulate someone? That is how I look at Leslie. And she can do good things because bad people can do good things. But I'm like, she's playing nice with her and they're both being phony, but I know Leslie is still a manipulator. So she will use this later on if she can. That's how I'm looking at it. But yeah, that is all I have for this one. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the man steal.
Oh my God.
Cornbread.
Double order.
I might be with the wrong Hawthorne.
I wouldn't say that too loud around Naomi if I were you.
Or around me. Nah, trust the golden boy to come bearing gifts for my girl.
Hey, Ma taught us never to go anywhere empty-handed.
We can stop the scene right here. I just wanted to include that little part because I was like, because I knew when I was watching the episode, I said, I bet you there's some Beyond the Gates people out there that were watching this. It's like, see, now she's trying to steal Naomi's man.
You see, Laura Nation? See how they project? Because I literally was not thinking that. So I don't know who you must be like, oh no, she's gonna try it again. Because I literally just did not, the thought didn't even cross my mind. However, what did cross my mind was, oh, okay, I guess so, like Laura's investigation, I guess that stopped now just because you like her. That I did think that. Poor Laura, because look at your cop. Look at your cop and bringing cornbread to the criminal.
Not cornbread to the criminal. That sounds like a lie.
I'm like, dang, okay, so I guess we're just gonna forget about that. All right, I guess that's a choice. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this whole scene was like really corny to me. I watched this with a friend who doesn't normally watch the show, and he's like, dear God. It was a little too much. It was a little too much for me. Again, all this Eva fanfare, and I don't understand, like, multiple people were involved in this process, i.e. Kat. So I think if anything, also that, just Izaiah and Jacob for like paying Kat dust, but you know, whatever. It's fine.
Well, maybe Kat doesn't eat Orphe Jean's cornbread, Diana. She's
been at Orphe Jean's? He couldn't pick her up like a Cobb salad or something?
Oh goodness. Yeah, and honestly, the point of the scene for the writers, and this is just me speculating, was to show, hey, especially with the Leslie and Darlene thing going on, to show, hey, Darlene is making an effort to respect the relationship, because later on in the scene, when Eva mentions like, oh yeah, the sweet potato soup or whatever it was good, and Jacob's like, wait a minute, she made you that? Like, she doesn't cook for just anybody. That like Izaiah, that's another sign she's trying. And Isaiah's like, well, the jury's out, I guess we'll see. Type of energy. So it's just kind of like, it was just showing like, okay, Darlene is making the effort to include Eva in the family.
Yeah, and I don't understand, like, he gives Leslie the benefit of the doubt that he doesn't give his own mother, which is really annoying. but I'll say this, like, I understand, right? It's like he knows his mom, right? So there must be a reason why he thinks that way, but it's really just, that's why I don't think he's a very faithful or honest man, because it doesn't matter if who talks about his mom, he doesn't care.
Well,
Yeah.
We'll see on that one. I'm gonna move this up just a smidge so we can get to the depo. There we go. All right, let's roll on to it.
With your mother, Willow Adams.
Objection. Vague.
Are you too close? Strike that. How often do you see or speak with your mother?
Not often, mostly around holidays.
Have you had any direct contact with her since the lawsuit was filed?
No.
Let's get to the reason we're all here today. The blog post, where you suggested an holistic treatment for a fever, which resulted in a young child almost losing his life.
Objection completely mischaracterizes the evidence.
Let's let the court decide that, shall we? Dr. Montgomery, you were previously aware that your mother had a blog in which she offered advice about holistic treatment?
Yes.
Just recently or from the beginning?
Since she started it, but I stopped reading it a while ago.
But you had no reason to believe that she stopped blogging, did you?
No.
Were you aware that your mother would sometimes mention you in her post?
Yes.
And that she would often claim that you agreed with her advice?
Yes, sometimes.
And how did you feel about that?
I firmly disagreed with it.
Did you ever ask her to stop?
Regularly.
Did you ever send a letter demanding cease and desist? File for a restraining order?
She's my mother. No.
But it's your reputation as a doctor that's at risk.
Is there a question?
How did you ask your mother to stop?
When we spoke.
Never in writing?
No.
So, you allegedly asked your mother to stop on one of the few times you actually spoke, but never made sure she did. Must not have mattered that much to you, did it?
Objection. Argumentative.
Dr. Montgomery, when people meet you and they learn that you're a doctor, do they sometimes ask for medical advice?
Yes.
So then you're well aware that your opinion as a medical professional can have an effect on people that are not your actual patients?
Objection calls for speculation.
So for the record, you knew your mother was disseminating unproven and potentially harmful homeopathic remedies that she attributed to you as a doctor. But instead of shutting that down and protecting our innocent readers, you turned a blind eye.
That's not objection.
Badgering. Asked and answered. Move on, counselor.
So I don't, maybe our listeners can help, but like, is this a normal deposition? Like, I don't, it just seemed like they let him get away with a lot.
Yeah, it is.
And like, you know, it was like questions that obviously were more emotional than fact, I feel like. And I'm just like, what is happening here?
Yeah, well, some of his stuff was fact because the way he was saying, now his questions were to the point of some things, because especially that cease and desist, where he was like, you told your mother to stop. Did you do it in writing? And she's like, no, it's my mother. But if we're being completely honest, because she is a doctor, and if she knows her mother is doing, like, it's gonna be like, Mom, I'm telling you one more time, I have to put it in writing. Oh, well, Mom, you still do it? Okay. Then it goes in writing, because that can literally affect her license to practice medicine. So really, and I'm not saying that she should be held fully liable or anything like that. And this is just us speculating on a fictional show. But she should have at least done something in writing to cover herself.
I see. Yeah. They're basically, I understand like the point of the questions, right? I think it was right, like how much liability, you know, like if this was a serious case, like how did you do your due diligence of making sure that, you know, this wouldn't happen, yada yada yada. I don't know. It was just like it was a weird vibe for me. So
yeah, some attorneys are like that though. Some like everybody's different on how they approach things with depositions. But the reason sometimes attorneys get cavalier in depositions is because technically there isn't a judge there
Right.
To be like, if somebody says objection, there isn't a judge to say overruled or sustained or this or that. It's more of, well, this is being recorded, the conversation is being recorded, but that's all. And then once the court reviews the conversation, then if there needs to be quote unquote, I guess penalty sanctions or whatever you want to call it on said attorney or attorneys, then that can be followed up with later. If it's something really egregious that happens during a deposition, then usually the attorney will like take it right away and be like, okay, this needs to be addressed now, and the judge will review it. And then if there was something like really off the rails that happened, the judge will go in on the attorney. So yeah, that's, the law is interesting. I think I told you I almost became an attorney.
Right, yeah.
To study for that, and then I take a business law, and when I was studying for international business, whatever. But then I changed my mind. I'm like, I don't want to do this. And then I ended up in the industry that I'm in now, which I was in real estate first, and now obviously you know where we're at. So, but I believe Mike did a decent job. Like, he was hitting her with it because his questions were, in my eyes, legitimate from a legal point of view. So yeah, Naomi and Bill, they were doing their job too when they were like, nope, so on and so forth. It was like when he asked one question, I think Bill was like vague, like no, be specific and stuff. They were doing their job too. So I thought this was a good scene, in my opinion. I thought it was a good scene.
Yeah, it was very emotional, it was very tense. Felt really bad for Madison.
Yeah. Because she's a sweetheart. She really is. Okay, let's go ahead. And I'm trying to, that's what I thought. Is this, did you want to do a steal on this one right quick?
I mean, the only comment I have is I'm really glad that June didn't believe what's his face about that tattoo. She's
Tyrell.
She's like,
well, how do we know that the J wasn't for June? Like, we can't read his mind. When he was getting the J with Jessica, he could have very well been thinking of his mother.
That's gross also. So, you know, he needs to fix something.
Like, I want to get a tattoo, but I just happen to be with Jessica, but my mother's name is June, so I'm going to get the J for June.
Sure. I mean, I hope he can have fun with that. Yeah, I mean, it was a sweet scene. Him giving June the gift, right? His portrait, his graduation portrait. It was a nice touch.
Yeah, I thought that was really, really sweet. And I do like that she is part of their lives now, and that Martin and Smitty finally came around to it, because at first they were giving it the side eye, but now they're like, okay, this is fine. And plus Tyrell's 18 now, so it doesn't matter on his end anyway. For Samantha, you know, she has like another year or so, but yeah.
Until she can do whatever she wants, apparently.
Absolutely. Samantha can do whatever she wants when she turns 18.
17 and a half. I think, no, in this family, it's 17 and a half if you're a man or whatever.
Oh, goodness. Okay, here we go. Dani and Ashley.
I think it was more the stress of what everyone else was going through that really got to her, you know? I mean, your mom's cancer and Jacob going undercover. Her suspecting he was in more danger than everyone thought he was. I think she just felt like she didn't want to burden everyone with what she was going through.
My poor, brave girl.
But now that Anita's doing so much better and Jacob is home and he's safe, I think she's finally feeling ready to talk about it.
And how did she deal with the knowledge that having this gene means that she's at a higher risk for getting breast cancer?
Like thoughtful, logical Naomi. She did her research.
My daughter is brilliant and focused and nothing if not thorough. I think she gains comfort from gaining knowledge.
It's one of her superpowers. Her ability to analyze everything from every possible angle before deciding the best approach to deal with it.
Sometimes I can't believe she came out of me. That is the exact opposite way from how I operate. I prefer to fly by the seat of my couture pants. And I've learned that if you know how to improvise, you can handle anything that comes at you.
We just finished watching a
I thought this was a good moment. At least Dani, I guess, cleared the air with Ashley now that the secret is out. They are in agreement on Naomi handling things how Naomi wants to handle things instead of telling Naomi, oh, you should do this or you should do that. And I respect that. I just wish Dani had not shut Andre out, but here we are. And Ashley was somewhat interesting this time. I don't know.
I mean, I think she did her job as a friend to protect, Naomi's interests, for lack of a better word, and not completely just ruin her trust, I guess, and gave her good advice, right? Which is, don't tell Bill. I thought that was a good sign.
Yeah. It's like, let Bill figure this out. Or not figure it out, but let Bill find out through Naomi. And
yeah, exactly.
Dani really shouldn't be calling Bill about anything anyway, if we're being completely honest. We don't need to give her another reason to call Bill. Okay. Yeah, now it's to the final scene. Let's see, I think I have 3308 is what I have on this. All right.
Okay. Good afternoon, Dr. Montgomery. I'd just like to clarify a few things. For the record, did your mother write her blog completely independent of your input?
She did.
Okay. Did you ever edit her or her material or content?
No, I never even saw it before it was published.
Right. I'm sorry. It's. Do you ever prescribe holistic therapies for your patients or endorse such therapies as suggested by your mother's blog post?
No, I only prescribe medication and suggest treatments that are backed by scientific evidence.
Okay. Okay. Did you ever prescribe cinnamon and garlic for a fever?
It was ginger and garlic.
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you. Would you ever prescribe a ginger for a fever? A fever.
Bill?
Yeah.
Bill, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine.
Look, Bill, we can adjourn. I won't object.
Yeah, agreed. I think that's enough for today. Ending the recording now. Thank you.
Caroline!
Is there anything I can do?
Caroline, please show Mike out. Bill isn't feeling well.
This way, Mike. We'll reschedule later.
Madison, what's going on? Can you help him, please?
Bill, look at me, okay? Keep your head still. Follow my finger with your eyes. Is he having another stroke?
Oh, God, no. Please, no.
The look on, I'm
Follow
trying to
my
get.
finger with your eyes. Is he having another stroke?
Oh, God, no. Please, no.
That.
That one.
He's like, I think it's working. I think it's working.
She's praying that it's working. She's just like, please, not another week of this. So I think a comment that I've read a lot online about this scene is, how did Madison not just like clock it that something was off?
Yeah, I think, okay. So I'll give Madison a little bit of grace on this one because she wrapped up in her own issues at the deposition. So she probably has a lot going through her mind.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. This is happening over here now.
Yeah, I also didn't know how to feel about it. I mean, it was a little frustrating, watching this because it's like she's getting grilled and she's trying to answer her questions. It's almost like you're taking, I don't know if you've ever felt this kind of like feeling when at school, like you're taking a test and you crammed the night before and you're just like, I hope I don't forget anything that I just learned 10 seconds ago. So it's just like any new information will just like completely wipe it out, if that makes sense, right? So that's what it almost makes me feel like that she was going through. She's like, she's like, no, only science-backed medicine. That's my answer. Only science-based medication. Only science. And then Bill is over here just fighting for his life. So yeah, you're right. I'm not giving her too much flack for it, but it was kind of funny how it all turned out.
Yeah, it's just, but what's also funny is like you and I were just having the conversation a few days ago. Like maybe we should do a poll. Is this the day Bill drops dead? And again, I think the writers have been listening to our show because voila.
Okay, wait, hold on, y'all. I was not in the vicinity when this happened. Please. I am innocent. Just because I wished for it doesn't mean I actually did it. Yeah. She's right there, officer. It's not me, it's Hayley.
I'm glad something's finally happening on this because I've been waiting for this to come out and I look so forward to it leading back to Hayley that it's just like, yes. But again, it worries me because, and this is speculation on my end, from a marriage standpoint and from a past baggage, I'll say for lack of a better term right now, standpoint, if Dani sees this, of course, I'm waiting for Dani to be like, I told you so, because karma is coming through with this. At the same time, what worries me is that Dani will get it in her mind that the shock of a situation like this, mind you, Bill left his wife for this woman. And if all this happens and Bill is like, wow, I left Dani for Hayley, who not only set me up, but tried to kill me as well, all because I strayed from my wife. Bill might have that epiphany. Bill might have that Leslie moment where he's like, oh, I'm turning over a new leaf now. This was too much. And I'm afraid Dani will get swallowed up in that again, being like, oh no, Bill's changed. He won't be the Bill that he used to be. Maybe I should marry Bill again because I've already lost everything with Andre or whatever. And Bill and I have history. And this was just a bump in the road. I would be livid if Dani went down that route. So
I think eventually they're going to give it another try. I feel like that's just kind of like the standard in soap operas, is it not? Like, oh, they're going to, not even just soap operas, and just drama, just like, okay, we're going to give it another shot. If they keep on doing it, that's where it gets tiring. But I don't know if I foresee that for at least another 50 episodes or so. And that number seems very arbitrary, but it's just because we're not getting any movement of what Dani did, unless we think the reveal is going to happen soon. Like, she just feels guilty and she's like, oh my God, Bill. And Andre somehow finds out, but who knows? I am ready for Leslie to get caught. I'm ready for Eva to get caught. I'm ready for Hayley to get caught. I want all these people caught New storylines. Maybe not necessarily new storylines, but just progress. I want to close things out. That's my energy.
I would definitely not want them to give it another try. I'm fine with Ted and Nicole getting back together, even though I love Shanice. I'm fine with Ted and Nicole getting back together, but I do not want Dani and Bill back together at all. So
I repeat that. No one should be with Ted.
Love Ted or hate Ted, him and Nicole were good together. They just were. What? Go ahead, Dan.
When he cheated the first time?
You acted okay, so you're fine with Dani and Bill getting back together. Bill cheated like 20 times. Ted cheated maybe twice.
I'm not fine with any of the Dupree women. Like, Tomas can stay in Puerto Rico for all I care. Bill, you know, what's happening right now, what a tragedy, but, you know, are these consequences of what he did? Maybe. Who else can get it? Who else is a terrible partner? I won't say Izaiah is terrible, but if they break up, I don't really care. Jacob redeemed himself this time for me, so he's fine. But yeah, no, I'm not fine with Dani and Bill getting back together. I just think it's more likely to happen than Nicole and Ted.
I think Nicole and Ted is inevitable with getting back together. Well, we'll see. But definitely once Bill divorces Hayley, if he lives, like I said, if he lives, because they may kill him off, you never know. Then okay. But no, I'd much rather Bill and Caroline get together a year or two now than Bill and Dani get back together. So no. We'll have to organize protests and march and do what we have to do. But yeah, but I can't wait to see what happens to Hayley, because I'm wondering, will she just skip town? Because if the evidence leads back to her and they're like, oh yeah, Hayley definitely did it, then will she skip town or will she stay on the show? And if she skips town, will she go to Young and the Restless and be with old boy? What was his name? Drew, Blake,
something, yeah,
Brad, something. But yeah, and just go to Young and the Restless for a little while, then come back to Beyond the Gates later.
That would be funny.
I would love it. Writers, take note. Oh my goodness, so much and so little going on at the same time on this show. But we're faithfully here for it every day that it airs, and we will continue to cover it as we always do. Diana, I can't think of anything else. Again, we're just keeping our heads down during these next few weeks and doing our best we can to survive it. For those who know, they know. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't have much either.
Cool. Well, I love this little session that we had. Everyone, thank you so much always for the comments and the support and everything else. If you're sharing this podcast with others, thank you for doing that too, because in order for people to discover us, they have to know we exist. So, yeah, we appreciate it. Shout out to the commenter who was open about mentioning her lumpectomy and was talking about reconstruction and mastectomies and things of that nature in the comments with me. I really, really appreciate that. And I enjoyed that conversation too. So shout out to you for being a fighter and a survivor as well.
Yeah, I saw that comment too. So thank you for the context and for everything, for sharing that. Because I mean, I think that's also why we ask a lot of questions too. Like, if y'all know, like, please please feel free to correct us, add context, because I mean, we're only two people and with limited experiences, so it's always fun seeing other people's perspectives, other people's experience come into the show. So yeah, it's always a pleasure to read those kind of comments.
Sweet. So thank you, everyone. We love you, Gators. Until next time.
Bye.